After a 3-day hiatus where, just as I warned you guys, a lot of stuff was gonna go on. Adrian Peterson gets cut, goes and signs with the Lions. Josh Rosen gets cut, goes and signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jadeveon Clowney finally signs with the Tennessee Titans. Well, I'm finally back from my little brief hiatus where I actually finally got some sleep. But I came back to some pretty insane news. DeAndre Hopkins, who recently got traded from the Houston Texans all the way to the desert, the Arizona Cardinals, just agreed to a huge contract extension. And not only did he agree to a huge contract extension, he literally conducted and created and negotiated that contract extension for himself. He didn't even have an agent do it. And I don't think you guys understand how tough these NFL negotiations are, but when you look at the contract that DeAndre Hopkins got, you're going to get a brand new level of respect for this guy just because he was able to do this without an agent helping him out. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike back again from vacation finally. Before we get to the content, guys, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on my notifications. I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch after this video goes up. It's going to be NBA 2K. I'm waiting for more of you guys to come over to my Twitch stream before I start the modded simulation that I have planned for you guys. I also have to install some mods, but it's going to be really awesome. My Twitch is twitch.tv/FlightMike. And finally, guys, that Pat Tillman video that a lot of you guys have been begging me to finally upload doesn't appear to be getting demonetized anymore. So please go to my description down below, click the link to the Pat Tillman video, and make sure you turn on my reminder for that video and drop a like if you want to support my channel. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's really good to be back, and it's good to start out this week with some fantastic news. In addition to, there's some other news that I was tempted to cover. It's in regards to the Cleveland Browns, and no, it's not the Kareem Hunt contract extension. It's the Odell Beckham poop situation. I felt like that was too bizarre to cover on my channel, but if you guys want it, let me know in the comment section and I will do it. But on to another star wide receiver, the highest paid non-quarterback in the entire NFL signed a contract extension today, making that term official. DeAndre Hopkins signed a 2-year contract extension worth $54.5 million in new money, $27.25 million per year. And Hopkins, who did the deal himself, gets $42.75 million guaranteed at signing. Typically, whenever I see these massive contract extensions, especially when it's a player that just got traded to a team, if you guys remember the last time a wide receiver got traded to a team and then immediately did a contract extension was Antonio Brown with the Oakland Raiders, and we know how that turned out, but I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is near the level of volatility that Antonio Brown is on. But the last time that happened, I remembered looking at the contract and thinking this contract makes no sense at all. There's so many questions that need to be answered in regards to Antonio Brown himself. There's a reason why he got traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Oakland Raiders. How could you give him a 3-year contract extension with about $30 million guaranteed after acquiring him and not even seeing whether he fits in with the roster or not, especially with all the question marks on the roster for the Oakland Raiders at the time? Bear in mind, this was John Gruden's 2nd year in the NFL, and you had no idea what the future was going to hold. You didn't know when he was going to have to pay some of his new rookies that he was drafting. And once again, Antonio Brown got traded from Pittsburgh to Oakland because he had a reputation of being a little bit of a diva. But in DeAndre Hopkins' case, he was traded more, well, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section, why the hell did DeAndre Hopkins get traded from Houston? I personally think Houston felt like they were so deep in their wide receivers that they didn't really need to trade DeAndre Hopkins. I know at the time they're currently deep. They have Kendall Fuller, they have Randall Cobb, which they signed after trading DeAndre Hopkins. They have Brandon Cooks, which they traded for after getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins as well. And their wide receiver 4 is Kenny Stills, who is a remarkably underrated wide receiver. So I guess there's some method to Bill O'Brien's madness, but in this case, I think this, in terms of the value of this deal for the Arizona Cardinals, is beautiful. I don't think it's an overpay by any means necessary. I think this is the contract that DeAndre Hopkins deserves. This is what you should be paying DeAndre Hopkins, and this is the duration that you should should be paying DeAndre Hopkins for. 2 additional years makes a lot of sense for the amount of value and production that he's going to be able to bring to your team. And then when you consider the other players that you might have to pay down the road, like Kyler Murray eventually. This is also Patrick Peterson's final year of his deal, and who knows, he might actually re-up with the Arizona Cardinals. In previous years, I think that he's a prime trade candidate, but now that you look at the Arizona Cardinals as a full team, not only on the offensive side of the ball where they feature Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, Larry Fitzgerald, and DeAndre Hopkins on the offensive side of the ball. But if you look at the defensive side of the ball, this is a team that features Patrick Peterson, Chandler Jones, and a extremely versatile rookie in Isaiah Simmons that could put this team over the top. Like, I don't really want to give you my record prediction, but if I was to guess, at least the Arizona Cardinals would be improved, unless if Cliff Kingsbury's offensive system completely blows up in their face, or the improvements that they made to the offensive line weren't enough for Kyler Murray to survive in the pocket. But assuming everything goes according to plan, we're looking at a team that could at least notch at least 8 to 10 wins this season. At the very least, I'm not saying that's the amount that they're going to notch, but at the very least, I could see this team winning at least 8 to 10 games. And the fact that you see the Arizona Cardinals just making good general manager and front office decisions. This is the same exact regime that drafted Josh Rosen in 2018 and then traded him for a second-round draft pick, which in hindsight doesn't look that bad because the Miami Dolphins traded a second-round draft pick for Josh Rosen and then completely cut him, and then drafted Kyler Murray, of course, after the year after. This is the same team that did that, and at the time I thought that was a super inept move by the front office, but it seems like they're making better and better decisions for the franchise. It seems like they're managing their money significantly more smartly. Both sides of the ball are getting the proper attention that they need, and if you ask me, I really believe in a wide receiver core of DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Christian Kirk. I know they just recently cut Hakeem Butler, and that's a player that I personally really liked. I don't know who their wide receiver 4 is. I'm going to assume maybe it's Andy Isabella or Keyshawn Johnson. I don't know if they still have him. So let me know what you guys think about this crazy DeAndre Hopkins extension. Do you think it was an overpay by any means? Do you think that it was the proper move by the Arizona Cardinals? Or do you think that DeAndre Hopkins should have asked for more money, considering the fact that he negotiated the deal himself? Bear in mind that this is also DeAndre Hopkins' first year in a brand new offense. So do you think he's going to succeed a little bit more than he did in Houston when he was the undisputed number 1 target of Deshaun Watson? I know he's going to be the number 1 target of Kyler Murray, but how's it going to work in a brand new offensive system? Do you think he's going to mesh with Cliff Kingsbury, or do you think there's going to be some kind of off the field issues that were very similar to the ones that Antonio Brown had? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, especially because this is the first time I did a video on a contract extension. I wasn't really sure if it's something that you guys would like, so I'm kind of using this as a little bit of a measuring stick to see whether it's something you'd want to see more in the future. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm going to catch you guys in our next upload. It's really good to be back, and thank you guys for letting me take a weekend off.